All right, everyone, welcome back here. This is game number three now between Hex on the Legion side and Willowkeeper here on the Hellborn side. I'm once again going to be joined here by Tony. Welcome back, Tony.
What's
Uh,
up?
so we've seen pretty strong performances here from Hex in both games one and two. What do you think we need to see come out here in game three to kind of flip that switch back on Hex and show some retaliation here from the side of Willowkeeper? What do they need to do?
I think they need to have better lane presence just from the start of the game because they get a couple kills in the beginning, they get comfortable, they calm down, and they stop. Uh, they get out of position, they try to go for kills that they shouldn't be going for,
Hmm.
and they end up losing their lead. They really need to start turning around and being more aware of what's going on in lane. So if they see a situation that's possible but not guaranteed, maybe take a second thought and not do it, kind of thing, to keep themselves from losing a lead that they gain.
Okay. Yep. Fair points. I want to see more aggression coming out from the side of Willowkeeper. Um, in game number three here. So anyway, we got the bans underway. We got Swiftblade, Rally, and Chipper gonna be banned out here from Tree. We got Pebbles, Sir Bensington, and Calamity coming out from Hex. So a couple of bans that are different here in game number three. We got the Swiftblade, the Rally, and the Chipper. All of those were in the last game. So changing up the bans here. Do you like what they've done here with the bans? Swapping them up a
They're
little bit?
they're they're doing really reactive bans.
Yep.
Uh, they're they're leaving a lot of core characters still available to be run. But from what it looks like, though, they're just picking whatever they're wanting to. They're not really going with a traditional lineup. It seems because I'm seeing characters that I've really never seen in tournaments before, heroes and that I've never seen in tournaments before.
So we're gonna see the Magnus as the first pick here coming out from Tree or Willowkeeper. We're gonna see Kinesis and Gauntlet as the response picks. So they're gonna flip the switch here and they're gonna pick the Gauntlet for themselves. We saw that played last game by Willowkeeper. And then we're gonna see the Puppet Master and the Gladiator picked up on top of that Magnus. So I was hoping to see some more aggression. I think with what they've built themselves so far, being the Magnus Puppet and the Gladiator, that they have more aggression. So I like the direction that they're going for here. Do you
They have a
do
lot
you
more.
also like their picks, or do you see something that I'm missing?
They do have a lot more CC, a lot more tankiness as well. Two strength characters off the bat, I think is a great way to stay alive in lanes.
Yep, I
Uh,
agree. So we're gonna have the second
so
wave of bands already finished here. We have the Rhapsody, the Moraxis, and the Monarch. So a couple of supports, as well as a initiator here that perhaps they want to pick up. Uh, Hammerstorm, Oogie, and Moira going to be banned out from Willowkeeper. So there's the Moira ban. We saw that one last game. Anything
Hex is
standing out?
Hex is bringing out the rampage again, which I do like to see. That's it's a really fun character. And so
Yeah.
if he can get as active as he was, in game one, then it's going to be hard to stop him. But with this lineup that they have, with these heroes that they've chosen on Willow, they have a lot of ways to negate rampages, both charge and ult.
Yep, I agree.
So yeah,
A lot of heroes to deal with that. So that's good for them.
I don't think he's going to have as big of an impact as he did in the first game.
Yeah, we saw a pretty big presence there as he roamed the map. He kind of transitioned from that position three almost to more of a position four roaming rampage, which we're really used to seeing. So I wonder if we're gonna see him just initially start off as a position four, if we're gonna see him continue that. I'm gonna be position three, farm a little bit, and then start doing the charging across the map. But
Yeah,
we have the Amun Ra picked up as the fourth pick. Amun Ra, a hero we don't really see a whole lot, but if we ever do see Amon Ra, it's usually picked up by Hex. So I'm expecting that one to be swapped over to Whoop, as he's a very notorious Amon Ra player. And then we have the Wretched Hag and the Andromeda. Gonna finish off the Hellborn's draft here. So they're going with a I'm gonna call it a tricore here. I'm expecting the Gladiator to be played in more of a farm role, but that's not to say they couldn't put the Magnus there as well. So they're going for this duo slash tricore style of lineup. And then Hex, they finish it off with the last pick of Zephyr. So we got the two lineups finished off here. What do you think of the two drafts? Anybody have an edge here?
I honestly think Hex has an edge. Looking at the Willow lineup, they do have a solid team. They are very int heavy though.
Okay.
Outside of the two strengths they pick up three intelligence. That's gonna be lacking when it comes to late game carry if it does go that long. Whereas you have a lot of aggression on Hex's side as well that can transition into late game very effectively. And the tankiness as well makes it difficult for the intelligence heroes as well because they can outlive their burst damage.
Okay. So we're gonna see Willowkeeper grouped up as 5 here, going aggressive into Hex's jungle here. We'll see if they can find themselves what they're looking for. Possibly just looking to get the wards down, but maybe they'll try to pick up a kill as well. There was actually, I don't know if Hex spotted this out or if they're just kind of hanging over here in the jungle area chopping trees down, but in the end, it's not going to end up being a bloodless attempt here. They're just going to kind of fall
Uh,
back, and they got, I guess, what they came here accomplished in blocking this pull camp. So we're gonna
is this
see.
going to be a raw jungle that we have coming out here?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna make his way to the bot lane, and I'm actually a little surprised here that they're not. It looks like they're gonna kind of sacrifice this bottom lane. As we do
A
have a
little
tri
bit,
lane
yeah.
coming out with the Puppet Master, Andromeda, and Gladiator. So we're going to see Gladiator in that second support role, and we're going to see Magnus in the core role. So I talked about that in the draft. These two heroes kind of
You did.
interchangeable, both the support and core kind of role. We're going to actually see Magnus played in the mid lane here against the Zephyr. But Amun-Ra and Rampage going up 2 versus 3 here. This is pretty scary. The Puppet Master tri-lane, a very notorious thing for securing that lane presence. And then we're going to have Wretched Hag going 1 versus 2 against both the Gauntlet and the Kinesis. So safe to say Hag's main role up here is just to kind of soak up that experience. She's not really going to, they're going to hope to shut her down in terms of the farm with the two heroes up there. But I'm expecting a lot of action down here in the bot lane as we actually see Rampage just kind of give it up. He's going to stack the easy camp here. They're going to leave Raw to go 1 versus 3. I don't know how this is going to bode for them, though, as we're going to see the Bloodlust attempt coming out here. The Smackdowns are already being thrown out. There's going to be the Bloodlust kill for the second support Gladiator. So, are you surprised that they're kind of leaving Amun-Ra to kind of sit down here 1 versus 3, or do you think there's not really a lane adjustment that they could do that would kind of be able to contest this tri-lane coming out from the
I
side of Willowkeeper?
I honestly don't think they have much of a chance to contest it.
Yeah,
I think they are trying to cut their losses,
I agree.
so to speak, and leave Amon Ra to be the sacrificial hero.
Yeah, so they're hoping to achieve a good start on both the Zephyr and the Gauntlet in exchange. So they'll hopefully
Yes.
make the necessary space for him to recover later on in the match. But for now, he's gonna have to bite the bullet. They're gonna give up more or less free farm to the Puppet Master and hopefully try to control those other couple of lanes going on while this is happening. But Zephyr, 13-1 against 10-1 Magnus. Are you surprised that Zephyr's doing this well in this lane, or do you think this is a lane that Zephyr can just kind of take advantage of the Magnus? It's quite even though, as Magnus picks up a couple last hits there in
It
his tower.
it definitely is. It is fairly even. The
We're gonna see a kill attempt
Zephyr is
coming
gonna
out here
fall here,
as
possibly. No,
Andromeda
not at
throws
all.
out the Comet Stun, but he's a little too tanky. He picks up the Marchers before any kind of sustain, and here comes a pitfall from the
That's
Gladiator, and that will actually secure the kill. Rampage, he's trying to, get a return kill here, but There's just not enough that he can really offer here, only being the level 2. They're just a little too tanky, and he will pop
That
the
was
health
a
potion. Yep.
that was a great rotation coming out from the bottom lane from Willow.
Yep. I completely agree. They get themselves a kill there on the Zephyr.
His puppet's fine down here,
Here comes a
farming
charge
against
in
the
the mid
Raw.
lane. Hold that thought as we have Zephyr. Doesn't have enough, or he doesn't have the cooldown up, excuse me, for the gust. So Magnus will be fine. He'll throw out the health potion. And yeah, continue that thought.
Uh, Puppet does just fine against like a solo Raw. There's really not much Raw can do against him. So they are perfectly fine to let these two heroes just roam wherever they want to and get whatever kills they can.
Yep, we're going to see the Pitfall after the showdown come out. Magnus will throw out the beautifully timed Lava Surge.
Huge.
Two-man Lava Surge, but Gladiator is taking some tower pressure, and they're not even going to get the kill on the Zephyr. They're looking to continue this. Now onto the Andromeda. Magnus not even in the area. And what plays coming out from Hex? A 2 versus 3. They turn that around as the tower assisting them there for a double tap on the Zephyr. I was not expecting that turnaround to come out.
This is why I love Zephyr. I mean, he has so much survivability. Not to his you can turn his AOE dot into immediate heals.
Yep.
And that's just that comes in so clutch at moments like those.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we have a showdown into a Pitfall coming out. Puppet Master already throwing out the disables. They get the kill onto Rob, but now Rampage is here with the Stampede. Can Puppet Master make the escape? He picks up the Ghost Marchers at the side shop, and that will give him the distance he needs. They're looking to turn this one around. Here comes the strings from Puppet Master. They're going to tie down Rampage, and here comes the Pitfall, but Rampage gets the horn off just in time, and Puppet Master falls. So Rampage making the best out of a bad situation. They pick up 2 kills there onto both the Raw and the Rampage, but it does come at the cost of Puppet Master's life.
Zephyr has really taken control over this.
Speaking
Magnus,
of
and
Zephyr,
he doesn't keep.
he's gonna maybe go down here. The gust backwards into the tower onto Magnus. He's looking to throw the Typhoon now onto Andromeda. Unfortunately, gonna miss. So perhaps getting a little adrenaline there as he gets the big turn 2 versus 1 against the Magnus. But yeah, the big picture is he survives and nets himself a kill there.
They really needed to do something about this Zephyr, because if they don't, he's going to become an unstoppable force.
I am in complete agreement with you there. Unfortunately, in the top lane, the hook from Gauntlet will miss, and Hag will blink to safety. So she continues to be just fine up here in the top lane. Again, she's just getting the levels. She is level 5, but only sitting on 175 gold per minute. So they have achieved what they wanted to up in the top lane. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, as I miss action, very notorious for that. Amun-Ra falls. Here comes the Voodoo Puppet onto Rampage. I don't know how he survived that one. He walks it off with 40 HP. Andromeda going to try to snipe him out, but the Aurora is not up just yet. So Rampage will be fine in the end. Magnus, I don't know if he missed that stone or if he was just going for the creep farm, but here comes the Pitfall in from Gladiator to follow up that showdown. Andromeda is now here, but a beautiful gust backwards. Will it matter in the end? Here comes the a little bit funny there is the eruption. I think that was not needed. I think they had him with just the auto attacks, but that looked silly actually. Jimmy's gonna look back on that one. Jimmy being the Magnus, and he'll probably laugh at that one. But great rotations once again coming in from Andro and Gladiator. They get the kill there on the Zephyr. So
Raz now hits 6, so he now has that ult.
Yep, he
second life
can revive himself. Gauntlet, we really haven't talked a whole lot about Gauntlet this game. He's more or less done what he achieved to do up here. He's free farming away. He's 370 gold per minute up against this Wretched Hag with the help of Kinesis. But now he's got the level 6, so Wretched Hag has to be a little careful. Bot lane, we have the Typhoon coming out. They get the kill into Puppet Master. The ports are coming in. Magnus trying to line up a stun. They go for the Kinesis, but they're in full retreat mode as Rampage is charging in. Amun-Ra is here, and now Magnus, he stunned himself into death. Yep. And Gladiator, he's going to fall as well. No kills coming out here for the side of Willowkeeper, so Hex, big team fight coming out in their favor. They net themselves 4 kills, or well, 3 in the bot lane. Gauntlet picks off the Wretched Hag there in the top lane in that 1 versus 1. I talked about Hag needing to be careful as Gauntlet hits the level 6, and for good reason. The burst damage is definitely real when it comes to Gauntlet's kit. So 4 kills go in the way of Hex, and they now find themselves in a kill lead, 8 to 6 kills, as well as a 1,500 gold and experience lead coming out in their
Let's
favor.
see.
So all everything kind of on the eggs of Puppet Master here. Is it going to be enough moving forward to kind of stall this momentum built from the side of Hex?
The puppet definitely has a lot of work to do to regain that momentum, because he has to put the team on his back. He has to put the weight in.
Here comes a
To
stasis
put
smash
work
on that Puppet Master. Bot lane, Amun-Ra will throw out that stun, and they are going to have the burst here as Ra gets credit, or Kinesis actually gets credit for the kill. Rampage charging in as well onto Andromeda. A double tap coming out for Kinesis. And, well, if that was going to be their shining light of hope, unfortunately, he's going to fall here once again, as I think that was two deaths in succession. They're going to go for a kill here on the Zephyr. The Eruption will be channeled from Magnus, following up that Pitfall stun. Wretched Hag blinks in with the Sonar Scream. And look at how many resources they need to commit to bring down that Zephyr. Magnus, meanwhile, is going to be hit with a hook. He is going to get the Lava Surge off in time, and will it be enough to save him in the end? Wretched Hag comes in with the Bat Blast, and Rampage will fall. One punch comes out from Gauntlet, but they are going to turn it around here as Wretched Hag picks up a hat trick as they bring down the Gauntlet. 3 kills go in the way of Willowkeeper.
What a turn of events that was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. That's going to bump up Wretched Hag to 260 gold per minute. You know, not the most impressive numbers, but at the end of the day, they'll take any hat trick that they can get as they now cut the lead down by 1 kill. But the golden experience lead still not really shifting there. It's still kind of sitting at that same spot. So that kind of tells you how Hex has kind of controlled the resources here in Game 3. Despite losing a hat trick there, they continue to keep up in creeps. Killed across the map, so kudos to them. Rampage gonna find himself a haste rune, or will he? He will pick it up in time. Andromeda did not have mana for that Comet Stun, but do they have the lockdown to hold him in place? There's the Voodoo Puppet, and here comes the Call to Arms on top. Not even going to be necessary. Now Zephyr, are they going to be able to deal with him? Here comes the Lava Surge. They will take him out. Stasis Smash on top of Magnus. Magnus will fall. Gladiator falls to Amun-Ra, but that will be a hat trick actually in favor of Puppet Master, as Amun-Ra already used his Pyroclasmic Rebirth, and he will fall for the second time. So big fight coming out once again for Hex. And that one will actually close the gold lead down to only 1,000. So big fight, big fight in their favor there.
That felt very sloppily played on so many different levels from Hex's side there. I think that they could have come out, like, if they would have been paying attention to the rotations coming out from Willow, that fight would have gone much different.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Great capitalization, though, from Willow nonetheless. I'm watching this Gauntlet. I'm expecting him to go for a kill here. He's trying to line up the hook. Unfortunately, can't land it. And we see Gladiator with a Veiled Rot. They're going to try to turn this one around here. They have no call to arms for 10 more seconds. Rampage coming in from the flank here. Throws out the stun onto Hag, but the ports are coming in from Puppet Master now. Wretched Hag with the Sonar Screen. Double Stasis Smash stun coming out from the one punch, as you heard it from Gauntlet. He's going to hook himself to safety, but it's not going to matter in the end. Puppet Master comes in with the Disables, and Ultimate Warrior Streak coming out for Wretched Hag as they secure that kill. Something happened in the middle lane. I missed it, but Magnus a little unhappy with something. Didn't catch that one, unfortunately. Zephyr, he's saying hello to Andromeda here. Magnus is in the area. Doesn't have an Eruption ready to go. I don't think they have the damage to deal with this turkey, but Gladiator is here now, so maybe they do. Call to arms on top of that Pitfall. Do they have the damage? Typhoon is down. He's healing with those Cyclones. He's going to use the bottle, and Snooki's going to make the escape. 3 versus 1. Big plays coming out from Hex. They're looking to turn this one around, but they will force the defensive Lava Surge from Magnus, and nobody will end up falling in the end. So Zephyr just too tanky with those vestments on top of the Glowstone and the armor boots. Makes the escape. 1 versus 3.
just absorbs so much damage.
Yeah, you could say that again. Top lane, Gauntlet gonna throw out the hook. Everybody's rushing. That's not what it actually says, but the chains that bind will not hold Wretched Hag in place long enough for a kill. She will blink to safety. They're looking for a turn now onto the Gauntlet. It's a 5-man collapse coming out from Willowkeeper,
Wow.
and I don't think if Gauntlet had a second HP bar, he was surviving that one.
No, there was no way that he was walking away from that. They completely annihilated him.
Indeed, they did. So while this is going on, you got Amun-Ra farming in the bot lane with Kinesis. They're trying to put some pressure here on the tower. Zephyr, he's going to put some pressure here on the tower. He's got Rampage ready to go in a charging position. They're trying to bait out that Lava Surge. You can just feel it. The Lava Surge is the key here. If they bait that out, they're going to go for the charge. Rampage just sitting in sniper position, so to speak. It looks kind of silly, but it is what it is. He's waiting for that cooldown to be burned. They're going to have the TP come in here. Here comes the stun onto Zephyr, and there's the charge right on cue. Andromeda ports in with no mana, and Magnus will fall as Puppet Master turns his attention onto Zephyr. They will get the 1 kill. Look at that auto attack presence coming in from the Elder Parasite. He thought he had the kill. Once again, the power supply coming out from Dude. He will deny himself in the end. Big plays coming out from Dude there, as Ra will end up. Did he? No, he did not use the rebirth actually. Here comes the lift from Kinesis onto Puppet Master, and Puppet Master is not going to be able to escape that one. They're going to turn onto Andromeda. She will get fisted down into the respawner as well. It's 2 kills going the way of Hex, and they only ended up losing their Zephyr there, as well as the Rampage who denied himself. But tower attempt coming out here from Gauntlet. The showdown into the chariot will happen. Do they have the damage to bring him down? He will hook himself backwards as the eruption will be channeled here. Not going to deal the most damage. And Gauntlet, will he make the survive? It looks like it. They're going to turn it around here. Gust, unfortunately, going to be sidestepped from the Magnus, so they're going to go for the kill here. 2-man Lava Surge and the deny coming in from Magnus, but I believe it will cost himself his own life as the Typhoon was down. And now Wretched Hag, she is here. She's trying to make the kite happen here. The swap comes in onto Zephyr. Wretched Hag will blink in, but Magnus will, or he did end up falling. And now it's an onslaught streak coming out for Hag as they get the kill there onto the Rampage. Zephyr, he will end up falling to the Comet Stun from Andromeda. What a chaotic fight going on here.
That was crazy.
So 2 for 1 in the end as they trade the Magnus for 2, but they did get the deny on top. So in the end, Hex continues to kind of work with their lead here. Amun-Ra farming away in the jungle. Picks up the Shamans on top of that helm of the Black Legion. And Puppet Master, he's going to try to work on his Shroud now. He's sitting on 400 GPM, but a great GPM spread coming out from the side of Legion as they have essentially 4 heroes on 300 plus GPM. And Wretched Hag, with the streak that she's built herself, she's bumped herself up to 360 gold per minute, so she's done a great job of recovering from that 1 versus 2 laning stage situation that she was putting up at the top lane.
She surely has. How she's not.
Bottom lane, we have a counter coming in here. Kinesis is going to find himself the burst to bring down the Andromeda. They're trying to bring him down. He's very tanky with that shield, but I don't see him making the escape here. Wretched Hag, she should have another Sonar Scream available, but Kinesis will turn it around and get the double tap as Hag blinked in without mana for the Sonar Scream, unfortunately. So Kinesis able to get 2 kills there. 3 versus 1. Pretty solid turn coming out from Kinesis.
Very solid. I actually did not expect him to make it even into that little side jungle. That shield from his mana usage is just so incredibly strong.
Yep, we saw him able to do the turn there, so pretty impressive.
Zephyr's gonna be coming up on a staff here soon.
Oh, there's the drag coming in onto Andro. Gauntlet kind of hooked him backwards as well. They're going to throw out the blast there to get the kill. Now Gauntlet will end up falling as the rotations are happening from Magnus and Puppmaster. They're going to try to get the kill here on the Rampage. Will he be able to make the juke? Oh my god.
He
Does he
did.
actually survive this? He avoids the Lava Surge stun. He charges the creeps. Oh my god. Dude. No way! Dude makes the
Wow.
escape. What a freaking play coming out from Rampage. He avoids the pitfall and ports on home. That was insane. I can't believe he made the escape up there.
They had him dead to rights.
Well, people are gonna have to start banning Rampage against Dude. That's what it comes down to. Dude's Rampage is just too good. Yeah, the legend tells it that he actually makes vroom vroom sounds when he charges, so I think that's what fuels his power.
What it is. He goes vroom vroom.
Kinesis, I don't know if he's gonna survive this one. He gets the lava surge out, and I eat my words. He avoids several spells there, and he will be just fine. Bottom lane, Hag, she will blink away. She picks up a Staff of the Master, by the way.
That's
Unfortunately,
gonna be a huge pickup.
oh, Gauntlet ends up falling top lane, so Puppet Master's now here. 4 players up here. But I was going to say, unfortunately, there's not really a good Staff of the Master target for Hag this game. I don't think we'll be seeing an upgrade to that.
True.
Zephyr is here with the Typhoon. He's going to get several heroes. Magnus will fall. Gauntlet, or excuse me, Gladiator will actually fall as well. And Puppet Master gets kidnapped by Rampage. He will get dragged to his death. It's a hat trick coming out for Snooki. And Hex just continues to ride their momentum now. They are going to put some pressure here on the tier 2 tower as well.
This is a pattern that we have now seen 3 games in a row.
That's right. Hex very consistent here in the series. I don't know if this Hag will actually. They'll have the lockdown for her. Yep. So he just throws out the charge to secure the tower.
Now he's coming out on Kinesis.
Yeah, he picked up the Jade Spire as his initial item. Now he picks up the Gnome, so gonna add some more utility with the Magic Armor Aura, on top of having that extra range for his spells. He's 300 gold per minute himself. Mid lane, Rampage a little too cocky there. Gets caught and locked down.
Ra, I think, just picked up barbed armor as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting pickup. Wasn't expecting that. Zephyr also picking up barbed armor. Actually, not too sure why they're picking up barbed armors, but perhaps to deal with some of this AoE coming out from the side of Hellborn. Zephyr doesn't have Typhoon for 10 more seconds. He's gonna get collapsed on here. The Bat Blast on top. Oh, that's a big Gauntlet Blast coming in. Lands onto 2. They get the domination streak from Hag. Andromeda now, she could be in some trouble. As there's the Comet Stun from Kinesis, the lift on top. Puppet Master's now here though. Here's the Voodoo Puppet. They're going to get the 1 kill onto Gauntlet. Kinesis, he's tanky, but I don't know if he's tanky to survive this. He might get a return kill. No, he does not get the Magnus in the end. It's a double tap. And you know what? There's the portal key from Magnus. That's what they were lacking this game, as he picks up the portal key at the 21-minute mark. So, safe to say they were lacking that catch to follow up the Gladiator. Pitfall. Now they have that to work with. Puppet Master, I think, is going to need his Shrunken Head. Following up that Shroud. He's still very, very vulnerable to a lot of the magic damage on the side of Legion.
For sure. They have a lot. They have a lot of lockdown as well on Legion side.
Oh yeah, for sure. They still have the Gauntlet Blast, which goes through magic immunity, as well as the we'll call, I like calling it the Kidnap from Rampage. We'll call it the chains that bind though. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see what Wretched Hag goes for following up her staff. I'm almost expecting the Grimoire of Power. Just a really strong way for her to deal with disables. I'm actually not sure how the interaction between Grimoire and Rampage's ultimate works. We're gonna have a solo kill coming out here from Andromeda. It looks like Rampage actually kill secures that one.
Still secured.
Magnus lines up a two-man eruption. Here comes the Bat Blast on top. The Magnus eruption was canceled as Zephyr gets his Typhoon off. Is he going to be tanky enough to survive this? He pops the barbed armor, and wow, the Cyclones are real. He's going to heal himself up. The Pitfall, I believe, will take him out. Yes, it does in the end, but the damage was done. 3 kills go in the way of Hex, excuse me, as they're trying to continue for more now. Gladiator, he's not interested in taking this fight, but Amun-Ra might bring the fight to him. He's trying to hunt him down. Here comes Rampage with the charge, and Gladiator could be in some trouble. He doesn't have a teleport, so Amun-Ra is going to try to get in range here, but a beautiful Pitfall coming in, lined up on top of that Rampage to stop the charge, and he might actually make the escape. Team support's coming over now. Wretched Hag, she will get stunned up by Amun-Ra. Here comes the swap from Andromeda, and Andromeda might have just sacrificed herself. Wretched Hag blinks in and gets the kill onto Rampage. Andromeda, is he going to be able to escape the Raw? No, he will not. Hag will blink to safety, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. And that'll be that.
Commanding lead. Yeah, Ra has taken a commanding lead in experience.
He's level 17 now. The highest level next to that is 15.
Yep.
And he's also on top of the GPM. So this was an Amun-Ra that had a pretty slow start, similar to that Wretched Hag. And ironically, both of them have kind of really transitioned into pretty solid GPMs for both their teams. So the bad early laning stages really haven't held them back too much. Puppet Master, though, he's going to find Ra here. Magnus will use a defensive Lava Surge in the background. He's going to get lifted up by Kinesis. And Ra will pop the barbed armor. One punch will take out Puppet Master. And Ra will respawn here. Wretched Hag will blink to safety. And meanwhile, Gladiator, I believe, fell in the mid lane while that was going on. So Hex continues to outnumber them here. Here comes the eruption being channeled. That's going to land onto 3 with the Lava Surge. They're going to get the 1 kill onto Kinesis. Will they be able to turn it around? Gauntlet going for the kill here onto Andromeda, and Ra will get credit for that one. So it won't end up being enough in the end. Magnus going to get pulled in here. He's going to stun to safety. And Gauntlet, will he die to the tower? Yes, he will. Indeed, as the empty box text chat comes out. Double tap comes out in favor of Magnus, and now Zephyr is doing turkey noises here with the Typhoon. They're going to lock down Wretched Hag. They will get the 1 kill, and Magnus, he will be a little bit too slippery as they turn their attention onto his teammate. So it continues to be Hex in full force here as they will take out the tower here.
I do like the eye pickup from Zephyr.
Oh yes, I failed to mention that one. We're gonna have a single stun here on the Magnus onto Rampage. Puppet Master pops the Elder. He's doing the auto attacks. Here comes the call to arms, and Zephyr, he will get the port to safety. The TP not gonna be stopped there. Oh wait, it actually was stopped. Oh, so he got Showdown.
Gladiator back.
He got Showdown. I missed that completely. He gets pulled back, so they had this figured out all along. And unfortunately for Snooki, he gets ported into the whole team of Willowkeeper. So he will fall and drop the Bound Eye as well. So Andromeda will be very thankful to have that in her inventory now.
So what do you think about Ra going for a heart now? Do you feel that's appropriate for this point?
Yes, I think a lot of the Hellborn's damage right now is not only magic, but it's very burst heavy. The heart will really allow him to sit in the front lines and just kind of output a lot of magic damage with that ignite. So I do like the heart pickup. I think it's very fitting for where we are in the match right now, and it's gonna really emphasize the need for Puppet Master to have that shrunken, because if Ra's on top of him, the Puppet Master will just be taking too much damage with the Elder activated as well. Rampage says hello to Hag, and they will both just fall back.
Go their separate ways.
Bottom lane though, Amun-Ra, he's got the heart picked up. But you know what? I don't know if Heart's going to save him 4 versus 1. The Gust will cancel the eruption there from Magnus. So nice play coming out. Rampage is now ported in with the charge. Here comes the stun from Magnus to cancel that one. And Gauntlet jumps into the front lines. Puppet Master going to get stormed up here from the Gladiator, but it's not going to save him in the end. Andromeda will also fall, and it's disastrous coming out here from Willowkeeper. Two-man line stun coming out from Magnus, but more so defensive. And the showdown will pull Raw backwards there. Here comes the lift from Kinesis, and I don't see Magnus escaping that one.
Oh.
Typhoon comes down as well. Hex once again in full force as they have 4 players alive here going up against only the Gladiator and the Hag. So we will most likely see a base push coming out here to try to get themselves a Rex. What was that? Wow.
Hag's ult's gonna be off cooldown in 20 seconds.
I'm not even gonna try to analyze what I just saw there. We'll just leave it at it. Looked funny. A nice hook coming in from Gauntlet here on the Hag. The storm coming out from Gladiator. Here comes the pitfall, but the showdown I believe was already used, so that might have been mistimed a little bit. The tower will fall here, and now the Rexes are exposed. Here comes another Gauntlet Blast onto Hag, but a beautiful swap coming in from Andromeda. She might have just saved the day. Here comes the Bat Blast only on the solo Amun-Ra, so he will be reborn. Now with the Barbed Armor leading the front lines, and Gladiator will fall. Andromeda, that's just an illusion. Wretched Hag, she's gonna get kidnapped, and she's gonna be taken down by the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Ra does go down as he did respawn with the ultimate. Kinesis eats a Comet Stun. He will fall as well as the Andromeda. It's a bloodbath for both teams. Zephyr will fall, and Puppet Master is here with the damage and the assistance of Magnus. He picks up a hat trick, and it's going to be only Gauntlet who survives for the Legion side. So it ends up being a 4 versus 3, or a 4 for 3 fight in favor of Willowkeeper. But it's not done just yet. Magnus and Gauntlet are going at it. Who's going to get the better of this one? Here comes the dust. Magnus will throw out the stun. He's got a portal key coming up in 1 more second. He's going to throw out the steam bath there. Barbed armor was activated though. Puppet Master can't fight into that one. Shrunken Head is going to be popped. One punch comes out, which will stun him up initially, but now Magnus assists with the Lava Surge, and they will bring down the Gauntlet. Put them all in the onion bag. So what do you think? What just happened here in this long, prolonged team fight?
Absolute insanity. It's starting at the Hellborn top or bottom lane. That fight was incredibly just chaotic.
Oh boy.
There's no other way to put it.
I hate to cut you off. I'd love to hear what you have to say, but Puppet Master, he might be in some trouble. The charge coming out. He's going to pop the Elder to give him some movement speed. Pitfall comes out. There's the swap from Andromeda. Is anyone going to end up falling from this fight, Tony? It looks like everyone's going to be just fine.
Yeah, everybody's... Oh, wait, I don't know. I think they might have gotten greedy.
Ra is here. He's charging in. Puppet doesn't have a Shrunken for another 17 seconds. He needs the team support to help him out, as we see Gladiator and the Hag kind of throwing their lives on the line a little bit, but the showdown will keep them in place and everyone will be fine. But with that said, that will now cue Hex to try to steal the Kongor here, but you know what? We got vision of this going on from the Hellborn. You think they're going to try to defend this?
It depends on their cooldowns. Maybe.
Well, Puppet Master's got his Shrunken and an ultimate ready to go. The only thing they're missing right now is the swap and the call to arms ready to go. Rampage is going to jump into the front lines. He's going to get Puppet showed up. Gauntlet tries to hook him out, but it's not going to save him in the end. We got very low players here on the side of Hex. The Kongor is going down. It's going to get stolen by Wretched Hag. Hellborn will secure that Kongor. Amun-Ra is about to lose his first life, but Wretched Hag gets lifted by Kinesis and she will fall. Voodoo Puppet is down on the Gauntlet. Gauntlet will be a little bit too tanky, but he gets swapped back in from Andromeda. Do they have the damage to bring him down? Eruption going on in the background. Gauntlet will end up falling as well, and Gladiator will also fall. Now the chase is on as Magnus will also fall. So apparently Hex is just too damn tanky, as Puppet Master, he was forced to fall all the way back to the base. And Hex, despite losing that Kongor attempt there, they will take a pretty commanding team fight in their favor.
5 barbed armors. 5 barbed armors now.
Oh my god.
Hex.
You know, I don't know if I've seen this in quite some time. Usually it's either against something like a artillery or some really heavy hitting carry, but I'm surprised here. Puppet Master, he's gonna fall as well. Nice barbs. Can't disagree with that statement.
Nope. I mean, it really is a good counter to their team, though. In all fairness, it is actually a good counter to the amount of burst damage they have.
I just had to say stop hitting yourself. But anyway, here comes the lift onto Wretched Hag. Is she going to be able to survive this one? Kinesis, he's the one who's being turned on here. Barbed armors are just happening everywhere. What a silly fight coming out. Wretched Hag, she will blink to safety. She will fall back to the well. Well, the racks ended up falling in favor of Hex, so they got what they came here for.
On top of a whole bunch of kills, too.
That indeed. They got three players currently dead on the side of Willowkeeper. And only the Kinesis is down. Oh boy, Magnus, he's getting kidnapped, he's getting punched in the face, he's getting everything thrown at him. He's not going to be able to survive that massacre. There's the solo Bat Blast on Ra. Not too sure if that's going to do a whole lot. Ra, he's just going to kind of tank this. Gauntlet hooks him back in. He's like, get back in here, Ra. You need to keep fighting. You can't run away. You got your ultimate. We need you to tank that damage for us. He's going to eat a Comet Stun. And they'll tablet him into a little bit more of a comfortable position. But Amun-Ra, he's feeling like a tossed salad right now, just being pushed around by his own team.
I mean, he's been bullying the other team this entire time, so it's about time somebody stood up to him and bullied him back.
Yeah, so apparently it just takes his own team to bully him. You know, I wonder if we could consider this cyberbullying. This could just be taken a little bit too far. Andromeda's going to go in with the swap here onto Gauntlet. The barbed armor is used here. It will not matter in the end. He will fall. Andromeda to sacrifice herself. It's a 1-for-1. Puppet Master's now here with the damage coming in, but Ra is so damn tanky with that barbed armor as well. And meanwhile, Zephyr's got the Typhoon down. Rampage falls. Gladiator falls. And now Puppet Master, will he fall as well? He pops the Shrunken just in time. He's looking to make a turn, but he is going to die in the end to Kinesis. Barbed armor will take him out. And, well, apparently the barbed armor strategy is working out for Hex as 4 kills and a buyback going their way here in this fight.
This is probably one of the most humorous freaking item lineup I've ever seen.
We're going to have an eruption being channeled here. They're going to try to bring down the Zephyr. He's got that barrier rattle, though. He is so damn tanky with that barbed armor as well. Magnus, Lava Surge up in 2 more seconds. Can Zephyr do it? He's going to stun into the trees here and go for the port out. Oh my god, Magnus lives, even with the Cyclone sticking him down there. Definitely calculated from Magnus.
He did the math.
He did the math. I'm not there, boys. I went home. He ain't lying. Usually when we see that stuff come out, it's usually to deceive the enemy, but an honest man, our Magnus is. An honest man. Well, they're going to go in on the Raw here, but it's not the best decision. He pops the barbed armor. He's still sitting on half life. Wretched Hag will throw out the Bat Blast. Some good damage coming out from the barb in response. So the lift happening as well from Kinesis and Zephyr. He will get the snipe on the Zephyr or onto Hag with the gust. And how is Wretched Hag the only one to fall here? Magnus gonna stun back in. They're gonna try to bring down the Ra, but Zephyr, he's also too tanky. Gladiator will fall. Ra is gonna heal himself back up. Zephyr does finally fall as Puppet Master. He doesn't have a Voodoo Puppet ready to go. He will fall. It's a quad kill coming out for Whoop. Give that man the Annihilation! No! Dude steals it in the end. Whoop's Annihilation gets stolen. What have they done? Can you believe it, Tony? They stole the man's annihilation.
They stole the man's annihilation.
Oh my god, the GGs are actually being called, but no concede vote just yet. But I think that's gonna do it. The tier fours are being brought down. The shrine is
There it
next.
is.
There's the concede vote. So that was a pretty exciting one. A 56 to 45 hero kill match at the 30, almost 38-minute mark. As Hex will take game number three here over Willowkeeper in the end. So what do you think about game number three? Final thoughts.
It was honestly a repeat of the first two games. The Willow started out incredibly strong, and as soon as Landing Phase started to end, it just all fell apart. The puppet did fight a great fight though, trying to come back to the point where he could actually get enough damage in to kill the other team. But the barbed armor pickups coming out from Hex just made it impossible for him to dodge the barbed armor. He couldn't do it.
So I can't tell you the last time I saw a five-man barbed armor strap, but in terms of entertainment, that was definitely up there. It just looked kind of silly that they kind of were just able to run at them or run at Willowkeeper with their barbs on and just kind of take the fight in a decisive manner. So props to them for finding the recovery farm on the Raw, getting the farm they wanted on the Zephyr, and just kind of translating that into a W. So kudos to
Yeah,
them. Yep. Go ahead.
Zephyr is one of my is one of my favorite heroes, hands down. I love playing Zephyr. His tankiness. You can transition him into an attack carry too. Just the amount of damage that comes up from being around him is insane. I love it.
So it's safe to say Hex coming through for you there with the Zephyr pick.
Flex came through hard for me there. Yes.
All right, so good job by them to not only pick up the Zephyr but bring it home.